for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we get to make up the game between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. This game was originally scheduled to be the season opener for both teams back on April 1st. However, Mother Nature had an April Fool's joke for us, and the game needed to be postponed due to poor field conditions. The Vikings are coming off a 7-6 loss to the Spring Valley Cardinals yesterday, while the Buffaloes are coming off a weekend of 3 games at the Woodside Sports Complex in Mauston against Boyceville, Rice Lake, and Cumberland. Now, coming up in today's bullpen show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Buffaloes. Then we'll get to know one of the Viking players in Viking Profile. Then we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school boys baseball. All of that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to the Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Welcome back to the bullpen, where we're getting warmed up for today's Dunn-St Croix Conference matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. Now, this game was originally scheduled for April 1st, however, field conditions prevented that game from being played at that time, so it's being made up today. Now, the Vikings are coming off a heartbreaking 7-6 loss to the Spring Valley Cardinals yesterday, while the Buffaloes just played 3 games over the weekend at the Woodside Sports Complex in Mauston, where they defeated the Boyceville Bulldogs before dropping games to Rice Lake and Cumberland. Now, in the Vikings game last night against Spring Valley, the Vikings battled back from a 5-3 deficit to score 3 runs in the top of the 7th to take a 6-5 lead, only to give up 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to drop the 7-6 decision. Leading the way at the plate for the Vikings in that game against Spring Valley was center fielder senior Cade Anderson, who went 1 for 1 at the plate while picking up 2 walks and being hit by a pitch and scoring the first run of the game. Also scoring in that game were Mason Yarrington, who scored twice, Drew Beekner, Zach Hedela, and Orion Nichols. Pitching the first 5 innings was Hedela, who gave up 5 earned runs while giving up 5 hits. He struck out 7 and walked 3. Getting tagged for the loss in 2 innings of work was Mason Yarrington, who allowed the 2 earned runs on 3 hits and walking 2 and striking out 3. Now, the Mondovi Buffaloes are coming off a solid 2023 season where they went 18-5 overall and 13-1, which earned them the 2023 Dunn-St Croix Conference Championship. The Buffaloes are looking to replace 6 players lost to graduation from last year's WIAA sectional qualifying team. This season, the Buffaloes are being led at the plate by Austin Remington, who's hitting at a .417 pace, including a double and a home run. Also hitting over 300 for the Buffaloes are Connor Johnson at .375, Hunter Sandberg and Hunter Wick at .333 each. On the mound, junior Porter Bauer is leading the Buffaloes. He's posting a 1-0 record with a 0.00 ERA in 5 innings pitched while giving up no hits with 4 strikeouts and no walks. Also contributing is Remington, who has a 1.40 ERA in 5 innings pitched with a 1-0 record. Now, coming up next following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players on Viking Profile. You're warming up in the bullpen on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. And now Viking Profile.
All right, today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Drew Buechner, who's a junior here at Colfax High School. And Drew, we know that you play baseball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
I play football, and that's it.
Okay. Now, when did you start playing baseball, and what kind of an experience has that been for you?
I started playing baseball in probably first grade when they started T-ball, and I've played every year since.
Okay. So what's the most important thing that you've learned playing baseball?
Definitely hard work. Just put in the time and effort, and good things will show.
And although there are some natural baseball players, those skills don't necessarily come naturally. You've got to work on them, don't you?
Yes, totally.
So when you're not playing baseball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
I do a lot of hunting and fishing, a lot of outdoor stuff, being in the woods, stuff like that.
Okay, a couple rapid fire questions for you here. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
White macadamia nut.
Ooh, good choice. I don't think I've had anybody say that in a long time. Okay, burger, brat, or hot dog?
Burger.
What do you want on that burger?
Just some onions and ketchup.
Okay, favorite color and why?
Blue, it's just always come natural for me. It's been the first color I've ever picked.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that superpower might be and why?
Probably super strength.
Super strength, okay. Ball flies over the outfield fence if you've got the super strength, right?
Yeah, and then I can just tackle the fence down too.
Okay. All right. And if you have super strength as a power, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Drew's superhero name?
The Big D.
The Big D. Okay, now when we talked to Orion, it was the Big O, and now it's the Big D. All right. Which would make you guys kind of odd. Yeah. All right. Is there a baseball player who inspired you as you grew up?
Probably Ryan Braun.
Okay, and what about his game kind of got your attention?
He's just a contact hitter. He doesn't go for a lot of power and just that.
Okay, you been to a major league game?
Yes.
Okay, what about your first major league game that you remember the most?
Probably the atmosphere, just the lights and stuff, and the intros and stuff like that.
The showmanship involved, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. We're talking with Drew Buechner today on Viking Profile. And Drew, what are your plans for after high school?
I plan to go into the workforce or do some sort of trade and go to CVTC.
Okay. How about a shout out to the family?
I'd like to thank Mom, Dad, and my grandparents for coming to every game and supporting me.
All right. When people come to Viking games, where are they going to find Drew Buechner on the field?
I'll be behind the plate and maybe playing a little bit of infield.
All right. We want to thank Drew Buechner for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more The Bullpen Show.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcast Network.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Welcome back to the Bullpen Show. Today the Vikings will take on the Mondovi Buffaloes. Taking a look around the Dunn-St. Croix Conference yesterday, the Vikings were defeated by the Spring Valley Cardinals 7-6. Meanwhile, the Elmwood Plum City Wolves faced the Durand, Arkansas Panthers, with the Panthers coming out on top 3-1. The Elk Mound Mounders topped the Glenwood City Hilltoppers 12-2. Now that leaves the Dunn-St. Croix Conference standings as follows. In a tie for first place are the Elk Mound Mounders and the Mondovi Buffaloes. In third place are the Spring Valley Cardinals, just a half a game back. Tied for 4th place and 1 game out are the Durand, Arkansas Panthers and the Boyceville Bulldogs. In 6th place, we find the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, while in 7th place are the Colfax Vikings, and 8th place belongs to the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Now, the Vikings are trying to bounce back from their loss to the Spring Valley Cardinals, while the Buffaloes are trying to take another step toward challenging for the Dunn-St. Croix Conference title. In addition, last season, the Vikings were swept in the 2 meetings against the Buffaloes, 18-0 and 12-3. The Vikings would surely like to turn the tables with a victory today. So the stage is set for some exciting high school baseball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on NLWN-TV. In just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Colfax High School as we bring you all the action of today's Dunn-St. Croix Conference game between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to The Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
You've been tuned to The Bullpen Show, where we've had an opportunity to get warmed up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking baseball.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
Colfax Vikings baseball is on the air.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner on second. Heedle delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, along with Colfax High School, proudly present today's Colfax Vikings baseball game.
Swing, strike, but the ball gets away and in to score, and a walk-off victory for the Vikings on a wild pitch.
Now, it's out to the ballpark and today's Colfax Viking baseball game.
Good afternoon and welcome to Colfax High School. Rick Olson here, along with Amanda Lemler on the computer, or being helped out by Ann Monroe. Dan Petchow is up on the camera, and we're getting ready to finally be able to bring you the home opener for the Colfax Vikings, as Mother Nature hasn't been real cooperative. In fact, at the game down in Durand last week, somebody said it's too bad we couldn't have played these games back in late February, early March, when the weather was really quite nice. But nope, Mother Nature decided to make April kind of wet and chilly, and fortunately that's not what we have today. Few clouds in the sky, the sun is shining, temperature is comfortable. I don't know exactly what it is right now, but it's at least in the mid to upper 50s, and we're getting ready to see the Vikings take on the Mondovi Buffaloes. The Vikings 0-1 after dropping that heartbreaker to the Spring Valley Cardinals last night, after the Vikings battled so hard to get back into that game and actually take a lead in the 7th inning, just to have a couple runs scored against him and drop the game in the bottom of the 7th, walk-off style. Mondovi Buffaloes come into today's game with a conference record of 2 wins and no losses, so they're sitting on top of the Dunn-St. Croix Conference in a tie with the Elk Mound Mounders. and they swept the Vikings last year. This game was actually supposed to be played back on April 1st, and like I said, Mother Nature had an April Fool's joke for us, and so here we go. We're getting ready for some baseball. We're running just a little bit short-handed tonight, as our usual color commentator, Joe Doucette, had a meeting he couldn't get out of, so he is there, and we are here ready to bring you some baseball action. The umpires and managers are meeting at home plate, and we are just about ready to get things started. And what we're going to do is take a brief time out, and when we come back, we'll have starting lineups for you on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Sunday, May 5th, as the Cavaliers take on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, May 5th.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
And welcome back to Colfax High School. We're getting ready to bring you the Vikings taking on the Mondovi Buffaloes in the home opener for the Vikings. And let's go through the starting lineups right now. First of all, for the Mondovi Buffaloes, leading off and catching is Hunter Wick. Batting second and playing shortstop is Hunter Sandberg. So we have a hunting party at the top of the lineup. Pitching and batting third is Austin Remington. Batting fourth, the cleanup hitter, is the first baseman, Connor Johnston. Batting fifth and playing left field, Porter Bauer. Batting sixth and playing right field, Zane McDonough. Batting seventh and playing second base is Jake Lindsay. Batting eighth in center field, Bryce Bollinger. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Denton Losel. For the Vikings, leading off the catcher, Drew Beekner. Batting second, the center fielder, Cade Anderson. Batting third at first base, Mason Yarrington. Batting fourth, playing shortstop, Zach Hedela. Batting fifth and pitching is Orion Nichols, getting his first start of the season. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Brady Elmer. Batting seventh, playing third base, Grant Cook. Batting eighth, out in left field, is Austin Coates. Batting ninth at second base is Peyton Hover. And Grant Paulus is playing out in right field. He's the one being designated hit for. As we said, the Vikings came off that tough game last night, tough one to drop. And the biggest thing the Vikings need to do this season is get the bats going. They right now have a team batting average of .085. In fact, there are, as I look at my numbers here, there are 7 players who have been out on the field who have yet to garner a hit, and some of them have had plenty of opportunities. That doesn't mean they haven't been productive. They've scored some runs. I look at like Mason Yarrington's got a 0.00 ERA, but he's put a couple runs across the plate. Been selective at the plate, walked 4 times. We've got a couple of guys that have subscribed to the philosophy, if you can't hit the ball, let the ball hit you. Cade Anderson has done that. Drew Beekner, Grant Cook, Brady Elmer. They've all managed to get on base with a hit, but not by the bat. Vikings out on the field now. Again, defensively. Over at third base for the Vikings is Grant Cook. At shortstop is Zach Hedela. Over at second base is Peyton Hover. And at first base is Mason Yarrington. Out in left field, Austin Coates. Center field is being prowled by Cade Anderson. And out in right field is Grant Paulus. On the mound, making his first start of the year, Orion Nichols. So we have no numbers on Orion yet. I suspect there may be a few butterflies. And Drew Beekner behind the plate. That's the other one that I meant to say. Just about ready to get things going. A lot of activity going on here. Softball game over on the softball diamond. The girls, I believe they're taking on Boyceville. I thought I saw that as the name on the bus anyway. And we're just about ready to get it rolling. And Nichols will take one more warm-up toss. And Drew Beekner will fire it down to second base, and then we'll be ready to go. So leading off for the Mondovi Buffaloes is Hunter Wick, the catcher. Comes into the game batting .333. Nichols goes into his motion and delivers, foul back. Right into the dirt behind home plate. No balls, one strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. And that one got Wick right on the cheek. And I'm not talking about the face cheek that it got him on. So Hunter Wick at first. Hunter Sandberg at the plate. Wick takes his lead. Nichols looks over, delivers to the plate. High and inside for a ball. Nichols looks over at first. And the pitch. Just outside for a ball. 2-0 is the count. And the 2-0 pitch. And I think that one got a piece of the bat. No, he called it a ball. Dead ball. No, 2-1 is the count. That one's high. Ball 3. Nichols at the belt. And the pitch. Runner goes. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. And Hunter Wick steals second. Full count to Hunter Sandberg. Nichols delivers. And that one got Sandberg. right in the shoulder. It's going to bring up Austin Remington. Remington leads the Buffaloes in hitting, batting .417. He's got 3 singles, a double. Or check that. Yeah, 3 singles, a double, and a home run. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Outside edge of the plate. Nichols delivers. Runners go. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. Runners now at second and third. Hunter takes his lead on both bases. And Remington calls time. Hunter Wick on third. Hunter Sandberg on second. Remington steps back in. Runners take their lead. And the pitch. That's high, gets past Beekner. And Wick comes in to score on the wild pitch. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-0. Mondovi opens up the lead. Nobody out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. That's going to bring up Connor Johnston. Johnston comes into the game batting .375. Runner on third is Hunter Sandberg. He takes his lead, and the pitch is high for ball 1. Infield playing in a little bit. Foul back into the screen. Grant Cook is up on the edge of the grass over at third base. And it's a fly ball, foul territory, right side, and
what you have
falls.
achieved here today is going to help us and our futures.
Don't worry. And the pitch is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Count holds at 2-2. Johnston, the first baseman. Nichols at the belt and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 2 for Orion Nichols. That's going to bring up Porter Bauer. Bauer comes into the game batting .091. And there's a called strike on the outside edge. Nichols winds and fires. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Nichols at the belt. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes. Porter Bauer. And the pitch. High pop-up out of play. Off to the right side. So the count holds at 1-2 with 2 down. Hunter Sandberg still on third. Here's the pitch. That was low and inside. Ball 2. Nichols at the belt. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled into the dugout area of the Vikings. Ryan Nichols. That one missed inside. So the count is full with 2 down. Ryan Nichols, sophomore. Here's the pitch. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. Sandberg comes in to score, and Porter checks in at first base. So that makes it 2-0. Buffaloes are on top. Runner at first now is Porter, takes his lead. Zane McDonough comes to the plate. High pop foul. Boy, am I glad we have a roof above us. And the pitch. That missed, and Porter heads down to second. The pitch by Nichols, foul back into the chest protector of the umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one's high and away. Counts even at 2-2. And that pitch gets away and down to third base goes Porter Bauer. Zane McDonough hanging tough. Full count. Runner at third, 2 down. Ryan Nichols delivers the payoff pitch. Line shot over to second. Hedela picks it up, throws it over to first to Yarrington for the out. So put that one down as 6-3 on the putout, and the Mondovi Buffaloes pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. 1 man left on base. We've played a half inning, and it's the Buffaloes 2 and the Vikings coming to bat. And you're tuned to Viking Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Kyle's Market in Colfax, locally owned since 2007 and is a proud supporter of Colfax High School scholarship and athletics. Kyle's meat department is second to none, and they're known for their homemade smoked meats. Don't forget the fresh veggies, cheese, and frozen foods. Kyle's Market has got it all. Kyle's Market is your hometown market where customer service is supersized. They'll even carry your groceries out to your car. That's Kyle's Market in Colfax.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, April 18th, when the Vikings host the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, weather permitting. Our coverage begins with the bullpen show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School baseball on Thursday, April 18th.
And back here at Colfax High School, and Mondovi Buffaloes now out in the field. Vikings have to pick up a couple of runs. Austin Remington on the mound. He's got a 1-0 record with a 1.4 earned run average in 5 innings. And leading off for the Vikings is catcher Drew Beekner. Also due up this inning, Cade Anderson and Mason Yarrington. Remington into the wind and the pitch. High and inside. Ball 1. There's the wind and the fire. Ground ball back to the mound, knocked down by Remington, and the toss over to first is in time. That'll bring up Cade Anderson. Center fielder. Anderson batting .250 on the season. Remington winds and delivers. Strike called at the letters. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called, this one on the inside edge. No balls, 2 strikes to Cade Anderson. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. That'll bring up Mason Yarrington with 2 down.
Go base.
Remington looks in for the sign, goes into his motion and delivers. That one's a little low for a ball. Got past Hunter Wick. Mason Yarrington. And the pitch. That one down low also. Scooted through the 5-hole on Wick. Dan would appreciate that up in the at the camera. That's a hockey term. There's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball over towards second. Picked up and throw over to first in time. So he grounded it over to Jake Lindsay and tosses it over to first for the putout. So the Vikings go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played 1. It's Mondovi 2 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Plumbing problems got you down? Let the skilled folks at H&H Plumbing in Colfax make sure everything is flowing just as it should. Or maybe you're thinking about adding a gas line for a new stove, fireplace, or hot tub. H&H Plumbing can help with that as well. H&H Plumbing in Colfax, established in 2000, has earned a 5-star rating on Angie.com. So, whatever your plumbing needs, call H&H Plumbing in Colfax at 715-962-4155.
And we're back here, and evidently what is showing up on YouTube says that it's a basketball game, but this ain't basketball, folks. So due up for the Mondovi Buffaloes in the top of the second inning are Jake Lindsay, Bryce Bollinger, and Denton Losel. Bottom third of the order. Ryan Nichols getting ready to start his second inning of work. And the first pitch is grounded out to the pitcher, throw over to first, and they got him. So Nichols picked it up, threw it over to Yarrington for the putout. Bryce Bollinger comes to the plate, batting .200. With one down, Nichols winds and delivers. Strike called on the outside corner. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That just missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Bryce Bollinger. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Nichols looks in for the sign. He winds and fires. Ground ball over to short, scooped up by Hedela. Bobbles it, throws it over to first, and it's not in time. Zach Hedela is going to be charged with the error. Bollinger is on first. Brings up Denton Losel. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to second. Bobbled again, but throw over to first. They got that runner. Over had to do a double clutch on his pickup, but he got the ball over to Yarrington at first to get Losel on the put out. That takes us back to the top of the order. Hunter Wick, who was hit by the pitch first time up. And the pitch. Ground ball up the middle, picked up by Hover, throw to first, and they got him. So for Mondovi, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and it's the Mondovi Buffaloes 2, Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Known for its well-manicured grounds and greens, Whitetail Golf Course is an 18-hole golf course carved into the countryside of northwest Wisconsin. They can host your next golf outing, wedding and reception, reunion, birthday, anniversary, or other social event. On Friday nights, come out to Whitetail for their famous Friday night fish, shrimp, and chicken dinner served from 5 to 9 every Friday evening through October. Conveniently located between Colfax and Elk Mound, Whitetail Golf Course is just a 15-minute drive from both Eau Claire and Menominee.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Rick Olson along with Amanda Lemler and Ann Monroe working together on the computer to make sure all goes well there. Dan Petschow up at the camera, enjoying a hot dog, I think. Yeah, he's got a hot dog up there. He's nodding yes. Dan is the hot dog connoisseur. If anybody knows hot dogs, that would be Dan. And just asked if we're doing hot dog awards this year, and we may. Leading off for the Vikings, Zach Hedela. Zach comes into the game batting .167. Vikings bats are off to a bit of a slow start this year. I know Zach wants to jack that 167 up a little bit. As he steps in, Remington looks in for the sign and the pitch. And a strike called right down the pipe. And here's the 0-1 pitch, fouled off the third base side. As Zach steps back in, Remington looking in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down the third baseline. It rolls foul. So the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Remington winds and delivers. Ground ball over to second. Scooped up there, throw over to first in time for the out. That's Lindsay tossing it over to Johnston. And Hedela grounds out 4-3. Brings up the pitcher Orion Nichols, who's batting 167. And he swings and fouls it back. Remington looks in. The wind in the 0-1 pitch. Swung on a foul tip. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 down. Brings up Brady Elmer, the designated hitter. Brady still looking for his first hit of the season. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. There's the wind and the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. There's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count to Brady Elmer. 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So the Vikings go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. We've played 2. And it's Mondovi 2 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Plumbing problems got you down? Let the skilled folks at H&H Plumbing in Colfax make sure everything is flowing just as it should. Or maybe you're thinking about adding a gas line for a new stove, fireplace, or hot tub. H&H Plumbing can help with that as well. H&H Plumbing in Colfax, established in 2000, has earned a 5-star rating on Angie.com. So, whatever your plumbing needs, call H&H Plumbing in Colfax at 715-962-4155.
Looking for a team approach to managing your finances? With over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Derry State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Derry State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Getting ready to head into the top of the third inning here at Colfax. Mondovi Buffaloes lead the Vikings by a score of 2-0. Ryan Nichols on the mound. Due up for the Buffaloes is Hunter Sandberg, Austin Remington, and Connor Johnston. Hunter Remington stepping in. He got hit by the pitch his first time up. Caught him right in the shoulder on a 2-strike pitch, too. Here's the first pitch. Just a little bit low for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. That one's low. Two balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's low. Count goes to 3-0. Here's the wind and the 3-0 pitch. That's low for ball 4. And that's going to bring up Austin Remington. Remington struck out his first time up. That's the first walk given up by Nichols. And we're going to get a conference at the mound. Manager Kirk Seacraw out there talking to the whole infield. I want to remind you that kindergarten screening here at Colfax Elementary School is underway and will continue through April 11th. Also, don't forget the FFA banquet is tomorrow, and Spotlight Night is Friday night, getting started at 6:30. And the pitch. High pop up out of play. Somebody's car just got thumped. Defensive substitution. Zach Heedlin now playing first base. Yarrington is at short. And a chopper foul on the third base side. No balls, 2 strikes to Austin Remington. Nichols looking in. And the pitch. Runner goes. Strike called. And Remington goes down looking. Meanwhile, Sandberg stole second. And brings up Connor Johnston, who also struck out his first time up. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Nichols at the belt. Check second. Runner takes off. And the throw down to third gets past. It got past Grant Cook over there at third base and out into left field and in to score. It's going to be an error on the catcher on the throw. So that makes it 3-0. Mondovi on top. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch. And that pitch was inside for ball 4. Connor Johnston at first. Going to bring up Porter Bauer. Bauer hit an RBI single his first time up. That scored Sandberg. Swing and a miss, strike 1. One on, one out. One in. Nichols at the belt and delivers. Ground ball over to short, picked up, tossed to second for 1. Can't get the double play, but they got the 1 out at second. So they got the first 2/3 of a 6-4-3 double play. So 2 down, and the pitch. Runner goes high, pop up, and it lands harmlessly behind us. Zane McDonough at the plate. Grounded to short his first time up. And the runner gets picked off. They threw it over to first, and he took off for first to second. Hedela throws it over, and they lay the tag on. So, for Mondovi, they pick up 1 run on no hits. There was 1 error, and nobody left on base. So we've completed 2.5. And it's Mondovi 3 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
American Yard Restoration, now serving the Colfax area. American Yard Restoration specializes in landscaping services, snow removal and fence installation. Emergency services are available. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call for a free estimate. That's American Yard Restoration at 715-217-3031.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
And we're heading into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Leading off is Grant Cook. He's still looking for his first hit of the season. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. Remington into the wind, and he fires. Foul back into the screen. One ball, one strike. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. Line shot, foul. He's looking to straighten that one out and maybe get a base hit. Was down the first baseline. Remington winds and he delivers. Strike called on the inside corner. Austin Coates batting 167. With one out. And the pitch. Strike called. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike two. No balls, 2 strikes to Austin Coates with one out. Remington delivers. That's outside for a ball. That was a pretty good chase me pitch. But Austin wasn't chasing. Here's the wind in the pitch. That one's low. Here's the wind in the pitch. Line shot down the right field line, foul. Two balls and 2 strikes with one out to Austin Coates. Remington fires the 2-2 pitch, and it's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. That brings up Peyton Hover in his first plate appearance of the season. Here's the wind in the fire. And that one got Peyton. Peyton Hover showing that if you're not going to hit the ball, you might as well let the ball hit you. Runner on first with 2 down. Hover takes his lead. Now he goes back because Remington wasn't on the rubber yet. Now Hover takes his lead. Remington at the belt. And the throw down to second, and Hover is in safely. Drew Beekner, who grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. He showed bunt on that first pitch, more to protect the runner. Remington delivers. That's outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Beekner still looking for his first hit of the season. And the pitch. That's inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Shows bunt, and the pitch caught the outside corner for a ball. Or for a strike, I should say. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field foul territory and out of play. And the pitch. Ground ball up the middle, fielded by the shortstop over to first in time, but it does not do any good to advance the runner because that's the third out of the inning. So for the Vikings, no runs, no hits, no errors, one man left on base, and we've completed 3 innings, and it's Mondovi 3 and the Vikings nothing. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Synergy Cooperative, customer-owned, community-minded. Synergy's customers enjoy a wide variety of services, from C-stores with tire and automotive service, agricultural services including feed delivery or pickup at feed mills, to energy with propane delivery directly to you. Synergy Cooperative's customers receive superior customer service. Synergy Cooperative also strives for a strong and loyal presence in the communities they serve in Northwest Wisconsin. Customer-owned, community-minded. That's Synergy Cooperative, here to serve you.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on April 20th, when the Phoenix will face the Newton Knight Hawks at Carson Park. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the Northern Lights Football League on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on April 20th.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
And back here at Colfax High School, Rick Olson, Amanda Lemler, Ann Monroe, and Dan Petchow bringing you all the action of today's game between the Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. We head to the 4th inning with the Buffaloes on top of the Vikings 3-0. And due up for the Buffaloes, we have Zane McDonough, Jake Lindsay, and Bryce Bollinger. McDonough grounded to short in his first appearance. Here's the pitch, and it's low for a ball. Ryan Nichols starting his 4th inning. Here's the wind in the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. One ball, one strike. Nichols winds and fires. That one's in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. And there's a fly ball out into left field. And it's a foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes to Zane McDonough. And there's a fly ball out into center field or left field and chased down out there by Austin Coates. 1 down. It's going to bring up Jake Lindsay, who grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. And the pitch is low and inside. Here's the wind and the pitch. High and away for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Nichols delivers. Strike called. That one caught the outside third of the plate. 2-1's the count. Nichols winds and fires. That one's in the dirt. That was about a 50-foot fastball. He kind of spiked it. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. And Lindsay checks in at first. It's going to bring up Bryce Bollinger. He grounded to short, but got on an error by Zach Hedela when he was playing shortstop over there earlier. Nichols delivers. Strike called, throw it on to second, and not in time. So Lindsay gets a stolen base. No balls and a strike to Bryce Bollinger. Here's the pitch. Check swing strike. No balls, 2 strikes. By the way, that hit by Lindsay was his first hit of the season. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Two down now. Brings up Denton Losel, who grounded to second in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch. Chopper foul. Ball was in the batter's box, and everybody's looking all over the place for it. Nichols takes a peek at second and delivers. Strike called. Jake Lindsay at second. Denton Losel at the plate. 2 down. We're in the top of the 4th. Nichols delivers. Curveball, strike 3 called. So for Mondovi, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We've played 3.5. And it's Mondovi 3 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Why we're coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Getting ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. Vikings have Cade Anderson, Mason Yarrington, and Zach Hedela due up this inning. Vikings still looking for their first hit of the game. They've had one base runner. That was in the last inning when Peyton Hover didn't hit the ball. The ball hit him. Cade Anderson struck out looking his first time up. Remington winds and fires. Strike called. There's the wind and the pitch. That one's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cade Anderson. In the summertime, Cade plays some ball with the Bloomer Woodticks of the Chippewa River Baseball League. Pitch is high for a ball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes. In fact, this summer we may be calling Cade's name when we do one of our Cavalier games when they play the Woodticks. They have a doubleheader against the Woodticks coming up this summer. Pitch is low for a ball. 3-2. Here's the wind and the 3-2 pitch. Popped up, a fly ball out into left field, drifting back and making the catch out there is Porter Bauer. So Anderson chased him back a little bit, but not quite far enough. It's going to bring up Mason Yarrington. He grounded to second his first appearance. Pop foul back out of play. Here's the wind in the pitch. Inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one tried to put a crease in the word Colfax on the front of his jersey. Here's the pitch. That one polished his belt buckle. Two balls, 1 strike to Mason Yarrington. Mason looking for his first hit of the season. And the pitch. Line shot. There's his first hit of the season. And Yarrington rounds first. With a line shot out into right field. Yarrington with the first hit of the night for the Vikings. Zach Hedela comes to the plate. Grounded to second his first time up. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. One out. Throw over to first. Yarrington back in safely. Yarrington takes his lead. And the pitch. Ground ball. Picked up by Remington. Flipped to first for the out. But he advanced the runner. So Yarrington is out on second, and it brings up Orion Nichols, who struck out his first time up. pitch is inside for a ball. Remington looks at second and delivers. Ground ball, foul down the first baseline. One ball and one strike to Orion Nichols. Remington's pitch is inside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Chopper over to the first baseman who steps on the bag for the put out. So Orion grounds out 3 unassisted. And that'll do it for the Vikings in the 4th inning. With no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 4. It's Mondovi 3 and the Vikings 0 on NLWN-TV.
Simplify your life. Pleasant Valley Properties in Colfax is a professional property management company that provides affordable housing and homes. They have a friendly professional staff available to help you locate the home that best meets your needs and desires, as well as service staff that maintains the properties. They also offer duplexes for rent as well as seasonal RV sites in several locations, not to mention self-storage facilities. Please feel free to contact Pleasant Valley Properties at 715-226-6200.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Rick Olson with you, along with Amanda Lemler, Ann Monroe, and Dan Petchow. Dan doing his usual top-notch job up there. I see his face in his phone right now. But he knew I was talking about him up there. Due up for Mondovi in the top of the 5th inning are Hunter Wick, Hunter Sandberg, and Austin Remington, the top of the order. Ryan Nichols starting his 5th inning. In the 4 innings he's thrown so far, he's got 5 strikeouts and only walked 1. Check that, walked 2. First pitch is low for a ball. And he's only given up 2 hits. And the pitch is low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. To Hunter Wick. Wick is 0 for 1. Grounded to second. He's also been hit by the pitch. That pitch is just a little bit high for ball 3. Nichols winds and delivers. Strike call. That's the get me over pitch. 3 balls and a strike. Here's Nichols' 3-1 pitch. That one's outside for ball 4. So Wick is on first. Brings up Hunter Sandberg. Sandberg does not have an official at bat yet. He was hit by the pitch and drew a walk. He also scored On an error by Beekner. Throwing it down to third. Throw over to first. And back safely is Hunter Wick. Nichols looks over at first. Delivers to Sandberg. And we have time called. And I believe they called a balk. And yeah, he was going to go out and explain it. And Ryan goes, yeah, I know what I did. So Wick is now on second. Still no count to Sandberg. Now the delivery. That one's in the dirt. And over to third is Wick. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, and that's going to burn him. It's all the way out to the fence. And heading into second base is Sandberg with a double, scoring Hunter Wick. It's going to bring up Austin Remington. By the way, that run makes it 4-0 Mondovi. Well, you can tell we're at that time of year when the sun is out, it's nice and warm, and as soon as it ducks behind a cloud, it cools down pretty quick. Here's the pitch to Remington, and it's outside for a ball. Nichols at the belt, looks over towards second, and delivers to the plate. It's high. Throw to third, and they got him at third. Nice throw that time by Drew Beekner. That goes in the book as a caught stealing for Hunter Sandberg. 2 balls is the count now to Hunter Remington. Or to Austin Remington. Pitch is in the dirt for a ball. Since they go Hunter, I just figured I'd add one more there. And that pitch missed for ball 4. A person who follows the Hunters, that would be a Sherper, right? I think. So maybe that should be Austin's first name. Connor Johnston steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1, struck out. He also drew a walk. And the pitch is inside for a ball. Remington takes his lead, and the pitch is a called strike over the outside third of the plate. Nichols at the belt. And he delivers. It's low. And Drew Beekner shaking it off a little bit. That's a tough job behind the plate. They just take a beating back there. Nichols with the delivery. It's low for a ball. Connor Johnston at the plate. 3 balls and a strike with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Ground ball out to short. Picked up by Arrington. Throw over to first. And they got him. That advanced Remington to second. And it brings up Porter Bauer. Singled and grounded into a fielder's choice. So he's 1 for 2. That was an RBI single back in the first inning. And the pitch. Just missed high. One ball and 2 strikes. That pitch is inside. 2-0. 2 down. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul down the third baseline. Two balls and a strike. Nichols delivers. Strike called on the outside edge of the plate. Looked like he painted the black with that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Cade Anderson going back, and it's off the glove. He can't make the catch. And checking in at second base is Porter Bollinger. In to score is Austin Remington. That's going to go in the book as an error on center fielder, and there we have a fly ball out to Cade Anderson. He makes that catch by Zane McDonough. So, for Mondovi, they pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Viking error and 1 left on base. So we've played 4.5 innings, and it's Mondovi 5 and the Vikings 0 on NLWN-TV.
New construction in need of plumbing or older plumbing in need of repair, Logs Let Plumbing is the one to call, just like these satisfied customers said.
They did all the plumbing in our new build from start to finish. They are dependable, honest, and easy to work with. They even give suggestions for products that are great quality but inexpensive. We put all our trust in Logs Let Plumbing, and they did not disappoint.
A highly skilled plumber, I definitely recommend contacting Logs Let Plumbing for any and all your plumbing needs.
So give Logs Let Plumbing a call at 715-556-1673 and let Logs Let Plumbing get your project flowing.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Back at Colfax High School, we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Due up for the Vikings are Brady Elmer, Grant Cook, and Austin Coates. All 3 struck out looking on their first appearances. So let's see a little more productive appearances this time around. Brady Elmer still looking for his first hit of the season. Swing and foul back into the chest protector. Austin Remington still working on the mound with his 5th inning of work. There's the pitch. Chopper foul towards the Viking dugout. Made Grant Cook do a little hop, step, and a jump. No balls, 2 strikes to Brady Elmer. That one's down low. Remington looks, winds and fires. Line shot! Out into right field. And Brady Elmer collects his first hit of the season. That's going to bring up Grant Cook. Cook is also looking for his first hit. That seems to be what people are getting today, so let's hope that he can keep the trend going. Pitch is low for a ball. Remington looking in for the sign. Elmer takes his lead at first. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Two balls, no strikes. And the pitch. And that's a strike called. Elmer takes his lead at first. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Count evens up at 2-2. Grant Cook checks back in. Here's the pitch. It's outside and gets away from Wick, and down to second goes Brady Elmer. Count is full. Now to Grant Cook. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Cook hanging tough. Austin Coates on deck. He'll be followed by Peyton Hover. And the pitch. And inside for ball 4. Two runners on now. Brady Elmer out at second. Grant Cook at first. Austin Coates at the plate. And the pitch. That's a strike at the belt. Fastball right down the middle of the plate. Remington looks in. Quick glance back at second, and the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. That's going to bring up Peyton Hover. Hover was hit by the pitch on I think it was the first pitch of his last appearance. Remington looks in and delivers. Strike called on the outside edge. 2 runners on. 1 out. Remington's 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Over was a little bit behind that one. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. 2 down, takes us back to the top of the order, and Drew Buechner. That's the 7th strikeout for Austin Remington. And the pitch. And it gets away, and both runners advance. Buechner is 0 for 2. Grounded to the pitcher and grounded to short. He's still looking for hit number 1 of the season. Runners at second and third. Over at third is Brady Elmer. And there's a line shot out into right field, foul. Grant Cook is at second. Remington looking in. He's at the belt. And the pitch. High pop-up. Right field side, foul territory. Moving over and making the catch is the first baseman. And that's Connor Johnston. So, for the Vikings, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We have played 5, and it's Mondovi 5 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. New rump on the bump for the Vikings is Peyton Hover. So that means Nichols went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs. And we'll get to the rest of it a little later. Hover's first pitch is just a little bit low. Strike one, or ball one called to Jake Lindsay. Singled his last time up. He's also grounded back to the pitcher. And that one missed outside for ball 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Chop foul down the first base side. 2 balls and a strike to Jake Lindsay. And there's a grounder over to third, throw to first, in time! So Grant Cook over to Orion Nichols at first base for the putout. Other defensive changes for the Vikings. Zach Hedela is now playing second base. Mason Yarrington is at short. Orion Nichols at first. Peyton Hover on the mound. So 1 down, that brings up Bryce Bollinger. Bollinger is 0 for 2. Got on an error and struck out. First pitch is low. And the pitch is high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And that one's in the dirt for ball 3. Pitching numbers for Orion Nichols. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, only 3 of which were earned. Here's the pitch here. That one's in the dirt. And heading down to first is Bryce Bollinger. It's going to bring up Denton Losel, who's 0 for 2. Grounded to second and struck out looking. And we're going to have a little talk at the mound. So we'll finish up those numbers for Nichols. 5 innings, 5 runs, 3 were earned, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 4 walks. So for first outing for the sophomore, pretty respectable. As he's pretty much kept Mondovi under control. They've nibbled away and gotten a few runs here and there, but Orion Nichols did a good job of keeping things within reach. Denton Losel steps in now that they've finished saying what they needed to say. With 1 out, runner on first. And the pitch swung on and missed. And the pitch. That's a strike called. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Runner at first is Bryce Bollinger, and he takes his lead. Hover looks in. Bollinger goes. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. And Bollinger is in at second. Hover looking in. And he delivers. Strike 3 called. Takes us back to the top of the order for the Mondovi Buffaloes. Hunter Wick, the catcher. Wick is 0 for 1. He was hit by the pitch and scored. He walked and scored, and then also grounded out to second base. There's the pitch. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. Runner rounds third, coming into the plate, and the throw to the plate is late. So Hunter Wick checks in at second base. That makes it 6-0. Buffaloes are on top. And the pitch. That's a called strike. Or check that. That was a ball. Inside. Amanda had it right on the scoreboard there. I just need to pay attention. Here's the pitch. Strike call. That's the strike down the middle of the plate. That one went right down the middle of Main Street. Batenhover looks in for the sign. Hunter Wick at second. And the pitch. Ground ball over to second baseman, picks it up and throws over to first in time. Zach Hedela throws it over to Orion Nichols. So, 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors. 1 man left on base. And we've played 5.5 innings, and it's Mondovi 6 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
To be able to do something like that is going to take a lot of people. It's not going to be, 1 or 2 people to put a cabin together like this.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin. Please consider donating. Every dollar received is greatly appreciated and will have a positive impact on the lives of the veterans we serve. Individual, family, and corporate sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website.
Looking for a team approach to managing your finances? With over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Derry State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Derry State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. And we've got stuff stretched all over the place here as we're trying to get it all figured out. At any rate, leading off for the Vikings is Cade Anderson. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out and flew out to left. And here's the first pitch to Cade is high and away for a ball. Austin Remington out there for the 6th inning. That's a ball. There's a, like I said, there's another cord. There's another cord. There. And it's called strike. It was a check swing, but called a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Cade Anderson. There's the pitch. Strike called on the inside third. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Going to bring up Mason Yarrington. Yarrington got his first hit of the season his last time up. He's also grounded to second. Yarrington laced a nice solid base hit out into right field. Remington winds and fires. It's outside for a ball. And here's the pitch. That one's fouled back into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Remington winds and delivers. Just outside. Not by much. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball. Pop up to over towards first base and under it, and making the catch was Connor Johnston. That's going to bring up Zach Hedela, 0 for 2 today. Grounded to second and grounded back to the pitcher. Here's the wind and the pitch. And that one got Zach. Easy there, Amanda. Don't go chasing after him. It's all part of baseball. That's going to bring up Orion Nichols. He's also 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded to first. First pitch is a called strike on the outside third. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. Zach Hedela on first. And strike 3 called to Orion Nichols. So the Vikings, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played 6. And it's Mondovi 6 and the Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Looking for a team approach to managing your finances? With over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
So we head into the 7th inning. Mondovi with a 6-0 lead over the Vikings. Due up for the Buffaloes are Austin Remington, Connor Johnston, and Porter Bauer. Austin Remington, 0 for 2, struck out twice and drew a walk and scored a run. Peyton Hover on the mound, his 2nd inning of work. Here's the pitch. Ground ball off the glove of Hover, and it caught Yarrington going the wrong way. And they've got a tag on him at second. Austin Remington tried to stretch it. He'll get credit for the base hit. And then he was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double. And that's going to bring up Connor Johnston with 1 out. That pitch is in the dirt for a ball. And here's the pitch. Ground ball over to third, picked up, and not a play to be made, and then he throws it over into the fence. Grant Cook didn't handle the pickup, and he's kicking himself right now for it. And then he really didn't have a play at first and fired it into the fence, which put Connor Johnston over on second. And the pitch, high pop up foul. It lands harmlessly behind us instead of on top of us like earlier. There's the pitch. That's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. To Porter Bauer. Bauer is 1 for 3. Got an RBI single. Grounded into a fielder's choice and then got on an error. Check swing outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Remington out on second. Over delivers. That's a little bit low. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside edge for strike 3. Zane McDonough steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3, grounded to short, flew out to left field, and flew out to center field. Over delivers, it misses a low and away. One ball, no strikes. Sun's trying to come back out again. Here's the pitch. That missed inside. 2 balls. 2 down. And a runner on second. Overlooks in for the sign. Goes to the belt. And delivers. Fly ball out into center field. Kate Anderson tracking it down. And actually over making the play is Grant Paulus, yeah. They were both over there, and Paulus reached up and made the catch. So, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and actually there was 1 run. No runs. Oh, that's right. Yeah, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. So, we've completed 6 1/2. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. A lot of work for the Vikings to do right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving western Wisconsin.
So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Vikings kind of behind the 8 ball. But the nice thing about baseball is not a timed game. You got to get all 21 outs in high school ball. And right now, they only have 18. So the Vikings have 3 outs to pick up 6 runs. Brady Elmer leading things off for the Vikings. He singled to right field his last time up, also struck out looking. Here's the wind and the pitch. Chop foul. Austin Remington trying to go the distance. He had thrown 5 innings so far this season coming into this game. There's a strike right down the middle of Main Street. No balls, 2 strikes to Brady Elmer. Remington's pitch. That's just missed. 1-2 is the count. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Brady Elmer with his second hit of the night. It's going to bring up Grant Cook. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Cook is 0 for 1. Struck out and drew a walk. High pop foul out of play. Here's the pitch. That's high and tight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Pop foul out of play. Count holds at 1-2. Nobody out. Brady Elmer on first. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. That's going to bring up Austin Coates. 0 for 2, victim of a strikeout each time. 1 looking, 1 swinging. Third base playing in on the grass. And the pitch is inside, 2 balls. No strikes, 1 out. Brady Elmer on first. And a called strike on the outside edge. Two balls and a strike to Austin Coates. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Austin Remington is just rearing back and throwing fastballs now. That's going to bring up Peyton Hover. He's 0 for 1. Struck out. He also got hit by the pitch. Vikings down to their last out. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Peyton Hover at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Inside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's going to do it for the Vikings in the bottom of the 7th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Final score is the Mondovi Buffaloes 6 and the Vikings got 0 today. We'll have more in Viking Download right after this timeout. You've been tuned to Viking Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Thank you for joining us for today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This has been presented for the private listening and viewing use of the tuned-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network, LLC, and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned! Coming up next is Viking Download, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Time now for Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, where the Vikings came up on the short end of today's game by a score of 6-0, with the Mondovi Buffaloes coming out on top. Winning pitcher in that game, going the entire game, was Austin Remington. And the losing pitcher was Orion Nichols in his first appearance of the season. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier, he didn't get the win, but it was a respectable first time out for Orion. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, on 3 hits, struck out 5, and walked 4. Peyton Hover came in and threw 2 innings, gave up 1 run. It was an earned run on 2 hits, struck out 2, and walked 1. Leading hitter for the Vikings today was Brady Elmer, picking up 2 hits in 3 appearances at the plate. And the biggest problem for the Vikings today was at the plate. They just had a lot of trouble hitting the ball, and we ended up with, let me count them up real quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 strikeouts. And you're going to really struggle if you're getting 12 strikeouts. In fact, when we look at the hitting for the Vikings, they only managed 3 hits, and 2 of those went to Brady Elmer. So the Vikings came into the game batting .085, and that's not going to go up after today's performance. And so they've got to get the bats going. They're a better team than what this has showed. The record drops to 0-2, and they've got the Elk Mound Mounders coming up later this week over in Elk Mound, so we won't have that game. Let me take a quick look here. It'll be on Friday, weather permitting, and it's let's. Oh, did you say that starts at 4?
Yeah, on Friday.
On Friday? Okay, so that game will start at 4 o'clock. We will not have that game for you. I suspect Mounder TV might, though, if you're looking to watch that game. Our good buddy Chang over at Elk Mound with Mounder TV may very well have that game for you. I don't know that for sure, but that'd be the first place I would look. And we're waiting for Coach Secraw to come over and have a chat with us, which I think he'll do. And while we wait, why don't we take this brief time out as you're tuned to Viking Download on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Sunday, May 5th, as the Cavaliers take on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park.
Let's pick up T.
Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, May 5th.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, April 18th, when the Vikings host the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, weather permitting. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Thursday, April 18th.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on April 20th, when the Phoenix will face the Newton Knight Hawks at Carson Park. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the Northern Lights Football League on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on April 20th.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason. Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, April 18th, when the Vikings host the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, weather permitting. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Thursday, April 18th.
Oh my. And we're back here at Colfax High School, and joining us now is Viking head coach Kirk Seacraw. 6-0, just couldn't get any bats going today.
Nope, it's been that way pretty much the first three games of the year, so something for us to work on.
And I was just going to ask you, I mean, you had 12 strikeouts and only 3 hits. Last night over in Spring Valley, you only got 1 hit. What can be done to get those bats to start to come alive? Because I know your guys can hit the ball.
Practice, be outside. We've been outside for 2 practices, so.
Yeah, Mother Nature, about the time that practice was able to start for baseball, Mother Nature decided to rear her head. And
yeah, she's not nice.
She hasn't been yet this year for you. Although today was a nice day, but.
She's 1 for 3.
All right. But, hey, Orion Nichols' first mound appearance, first time out of the chute, kept the first-place team in the conference pretty much under control.
Yep, I am very happy with him and the way he threw tonight.
I was a little worried when he hit the first 2 batters, but...
Yep, I talked to him, and he said jitters, so...
And I can believe that.
Yep, so first start... Very happy with what he did tonight. And then Peyton Hover, he came in too. He did very well too. Sophomores are growing up quick.
And, Nichols, 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, but only 3 of those, according to my book, were earned runs.
Yep, I think Mondovi only had 5 hits off us tonight. I mean, we had hit batters.
Yeah, that's what I've got here, 5 hits.
Yep.
So
your
pitchers did the job.
Throwing. Yep.
And so, well, Friday, it's Elk Mound. And from what I understand, it's an early start?
Yep, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, okay.
Yep.
For some reason, your mic is breaking up a little bit. That's all right. We'll
they don't need to hear me.
Oh, we always like hearing from you, Kirk.
Yeah.
But so 4 o'clock is the start over in Elk Mound against the Mounders, the other first-place team in the conference. So
yep, we're going back to back with our first-place teams.
Might as well get them out of the way.
Yep, they're going to throw the ball very hard. I don't think they'll throw Russo. At least I wouldn't if I was their coach. So
Okay. All right, well, good luck on that one. We will next see you here on NLWN-TV on the 18th. Against Glenwood City, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking at my notes.
I don't
here.
even know. You would have to tell me.
It is Glenwood City.
Yep.
Yeah, you're doing a one game at a time, and that's the way it should be.
Yep.
All right, well, tough one to have tonight, but
Hey, we'll take it. We're growing as we go. We're young. So.
growing as you go. We'll take that. All right. So thank you, Kirk, for joining us, and we'll be back with a final wrap right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
All right, thanks, Rick.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Back here at Colfax High School, Colfax Vikings come out on the losing end to the Mondovi Buffaloes by a score of 6-0. Winning pitcher in the game was Austin Remington, who went the distance, and the losing pitcher was Orion Nichols, who, in spite of having to take the loss, threw pretty effectively through the 5 innings that he pitched. Want to remind you that the Vikings' next game, as we were just talking with Coach Seacraw about, will be on Friday, April 12th, weather permitting, as the Vikings travel to Elk Mound to take on the Elk Mound Mounders. First pitch is at 4 o'clock. And the next game here on NLWN-TV will be Thursday, April 18th, when the Vikings host the Glenwood City Hilltoppers. The In the Bullpen show will begin at 4:40 with live play-by-play action to follow. Hey, join us on NLWN2 on Saturday, April 20th, as we're excited to bring you Chippewa Valley Phoenix Semi-Pro Football. The Phoenix will be taking on the Newton, Iowa Nighthawks at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Pre-game show, Phoenix Rising, will begin at 4:30 p.m. with live play-by-play to follow. The Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on April 20th on NLWN2. Also be sure to join us on NLWN-TV on Sunday, May 5th, as we bring you Eau Claire Cavaliers opening their 2024 season by taking on the defending Chippewa River Baseball League champion Osseo Merchants from Carson Park in Eau Claire. The In the Dugout show will begin with at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 5th on NLWN-TV. Don't forget, here at Colfax School, kindergarten screening is going to continue through April 11th. Make sure you get those kids screened for kindergarten. That's at Colfax Elementary. The FFA banquet is tomorrow, and the Spotlight Night is Friday, starting at 6:30. Tonight's Colfax Viking baseball game is brought to you by H&H Plumbing, C&K Construction, Kyle's Market in Colfax, Dairy State Bank, American Yard Restoration of Colfax, Whitetail Golf, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Synergy Co-op in Colfax, Anderson Bridges, Pleasant Valley Properties, Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network, Menominee Iron Optical, Logslet Plumbing, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, and Transport Garage in Altoona. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Baseball on NLWN-TV. So this is Rick Olson for Amanda Lemler and Ann Monroe and Dan Petchow giving us the good views with the camera. Final score once again, Mondovi Buffaloes 6 and the Vikings 0. You've been tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.
Phoenix are rising. NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on April 20th, when the Phoenix will face the Newton Knight Hawks at Carson Park. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the